Hello and welcome to this initial gameplay from Smite on the PS4. Sorry to jump in, problem is that the PS4 only records 15 minutes and the game lasts a little bit longer than that, so we lost the first 2 minutes. Not to worry, as we're going through, some of the games are a bit shorter, but this is my first proper game online, and it was just a bit of an epic battle, so it's definitely worth sharing. So at the moment this game is in alpha. Now, as far as the alpha goes, it's pretty strong. I haven't had any major issues at all. I think I got kicked out once, and there is a slight slowdown on some of the servers, but it comes back really quickly. So I've never had to wait longer than sort of 3 or 4 minutes to start getting into a game. Now, obviously, once you get into a game, it does take a little bit of time for people to load up. Obviously, different loading speeds and everything else. So that's something that we will go through as we're going along. So, for those who don't know, Smite is basically a MOBA made by High-Res Studios. What you're looking at is it's about the your characters are the pantheon of the gods. So you've got everywhere from Cupid, as you saw there, to Thor, to Isis, to Ra, to Hercules, and then you've got Japanese gods, Chinese gods, basically gods from all around the world. I think there's Aztecs as well, but obviously that's in the PC version. There is a slight limitation at the moment for the gods you can play in the PS4 version, but hopefully eventually it will catch up with its PC counterpart. So this is arena battle. The idea being is that it's 5-on-5. You've got to take everybody out, but within that also you have minions running around. So those minions you can take out. They're worth 1 point each. If you take out another hero, it's worth 5 points. And if you take out a few specials called juggernauts, they're worth 15 points. So quite a diverse balance of play. And what's good about that is it allows you to get lots of points. It sounds a bit stupid, but if it was just 5-on-5 heroes, the point system would drop. So this allows a little bit of to in and throw in. It's quite a lot of strategy as well. So you can see me there checking on my score. So you start off with 500 tickets. The idea being is that you take out as many people as you can to get it down to 0. Whoever gets down to 0 loses. Very simple, very straightforward. Now I'm playing as Neith. She's a Greek. She's an Egyptian goddess. She's a hunter. Now hunter obviously means ranged weaponry. So you'll see me here. I'm quite insistent on taking out the minions. Every time a minion gets to a portal. Now the portal is the gold swirly thing you can see there. Obviously that's the opposition's one. Our one's behind us. Every time a minion gets there, again you lose a ticket. If a juggernaut gets there, you lose 15 tickets. So it can show you, how important it is to stop these minions getting towards the portal. What you do notice with some players is that it will go hero and hero, which is absolutely fine and it works quite well. But for me, I like to, especially with this sort of character, when I'm using Ymir, who's one of the Norse gods, I'm sorry about this spinning. I definitely will go up against the other heroes. But with Neith, she is a ranged player. She hasn't got quite as much power as some of the other players, but she's quick, so she can dip in and dip out. She's got a nice set of skills in terms of the bow shot there. She also has a flip, which is absolutely great for getting out of trouble. Now this is a juggernaut sort of here, so you can see that what I'm trying to do is take him out. With my special shot, it only takes out other heroes. So I didn't realise that. That's something I was going to try to do. So obviously this is one of those things where this is a slight learning curve for me. I have played this game quite a bit on the PC, but I played it quite early on. And I haven't played quite a lot of it lately, so that's a bit of an issue for me really that I've got to catch up. But the controls are great, very reactive. I never had any problems trying to find out my buttons once I figured out what the buttons were. There's a lovely tutorial to begin with, very easy, very straightforward. If you're new to MOBAs and things like that, this is definitely something to pick up on. There are still a few little issues in terms of buying upgrades and stuff like that. I set it to auto upgrade for today. I think just because it's the first gameplay, I will go through that another time, just to explain exactly how to do it, and also learn a little bit more as well for myself, just so I can really make sure I know what I'm doing. So as you can see, it's quite an even game. There's only like 15 points in it. So this is 5-on-5, which is again the basic play. But the idea being with this is that it is four players, 5 players, sorry, on each team. So There's no bots on here. I think one player does drop out a little bit, and then a bot does drop in to make up the numbers for the opposition side, which actually makes it quite fair, because obviously last thing you want to be doing is doing 5 on 4, because that would be quite crazy. So this is actually a really good game. It does last the full 15 minutes, I do warn you. So if you do want to leave early, then maybe skip to the end just to see exactly how it works. But what's great about this is it does show the range of different powers. You have people like the warrior there, who can just go in and absolutely decimate people, all the way through to, again, my range players and a mage as well. We have 2 hunters on our, which is myself and Artemis, that's Artemis there. And we should have gone for a mage, really. Try to get that balance in all the players. You'll notice some people just go warriors, and then it makes it quite easy just to range attack them all the time. And I can range attack from quite a way, so it's quite a... again, the hunters are quite a nice class, definitely. So, as I say, the special moves quite powerful. You have one which is go straight down the alley, one which is quite spread out. I will know the names of these. I'm sorry, I should have done that before. The retreating one is brilliant, which is it gives you a quarter spread, and then you do a backflip as well. You'll see me use that quite a lot. That's one of my favourite moves, and it's something that I use quite a bit to get myself out of trouble. Obviously, what you don't want to do, you do not want to go toe to toe with your opposition. You can see we're quite pushed back now. That makes me less effective. What we really want to do is make sure at least at the midway point, and if not further back. Yeah, so that's cool. So again, the characters themselves. So we've got five characters that they give for free, and then there's a rotation of 5 characters a week. It's generally the way it works on PC, and I think that's the same way it's going to work on this game as well. We do this weekend have a free, I think they free up all the characters just so you can find out exactly who's your favourite. But I like Niche. She's one of my favourites, and Artemis is probably my other favourite. So from before, I have got gameplay as Cupid as well, and that was quite funny, quite cool, and I will put that up as well. But you'll notice that my main thing at the moment is I'm getting pure assists. Now, with this game, what happens is you get points for damaging, but the person who gets the final blow will get more points. So I think in this game, I end up only getting 3 kills, but I also get the most amount of, I get 19 assists. So again, it shows you that you don't have to have a high KD. It's nicer to really help your team. And I think I level all the way up to level 20 as well. So I do. It's not a bad gameplay for me, actually. I do quite well. You will notice that there's quite a bit of button bashing. R2 is the fire button, and my God, do you use it? You really have to use it, because it's especially with Neef, just because what you've got to do is get as many shots out as you possibly can, just so we can carry on going. But that is one slight thing that I notice, is that with this character I don't get as many kills as with the others. I also don't. I do get more assists though, and I think that's, again, a balance. So if you're playing with other players, using her as a support is a great idea. Make sure you're running back, you're going through. If you notice Cupid here, it comes all the way into my tower region and still kills me, so that was stupid. Now what I was trying to do is get back to my fountain. With my fountain, what happens is I get revived life and revived mana, which mana's basically magical power, and that's a great thing to do. But what you won't want to do is you don't want to all be coming back at the same time. I do get caught out a few times here where someone just traps me, completely my fault, and I die. But it's not something, I do die a bit more than used to. I think about 7 deaths or something in the end, which is not good. And it's something that obviously I do have to work on, is that staying back. But there is that temptation to rush in, and that's something that you do have to be careful with. There are also some of the traps that you get caught with some of the special skills are pretty awesome, so you do just get absolutely mangled. What you will notice is that some of the powers don't take a long time to reset. Some take longer. Obviously, it's always one of those things where the more powerful, the longer it takes to reset, and that gives you a measure of fairness. But you'll notice that you'll notice the ticket counter coming down. It ebbs and flows quite nicely. You notice when we start getting absolutely mullered, like as in that we get a lot of god deaths, hero deaths, we do drop quite a lot, but we managed to bring that back up, and I think that's great. Again, I think the concentration on the minions, this team did not look at our minions that much. You can see they get through loads, and that's the thing which really counteracted them. So tactics is definitely something that we all have to think about. But as far as the game goes, No, not too bad technically. I won't play the warrior that much, just because even though I do get a lot of kills, I do get a lot of deaths, and it's not quite the way I like to play. There we go. So yeah, what can I say about it apart from that? Yeah, for the first gameplay, it was absolutely fun. Now again, let's say I do have a bit of knowledge. I did play the tutorial, so it's not exactly the first gameplay because I did play the tutorial, but I have played a little. I've played on PC as I said, but that's mouse and keyboard. I haven't really played with the control pad before, but the buttons are mapped nicely. You use everything from the directional buttons to the X square, circle, triangle, not sure what they're called, and obviously L1, R2, 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 L2, L1 and R1. So basically use all the buttons on there. I should have just said all the buttons, shouldn't I? And again, that just gives you quite a lot of control. A lot of people don't like this game because of the third person perspective, but personally it's what I love. That third person just makes it so much better, in my opinion. It just makes it so you can watch it, you can watch the game a lot easier, in my opinion. So I do like this style of visuals. So, and again, we'll say the characters are a bit hyper realistic, they're a bit odd in some ways, but again, very all very related to their mythology, which is quite cool. So see, now we're getting really coming down here to the business end. We're 100 tickets left. So this part does fly along quite quickly. Again, I think it's just the respawn of the minions. We do start to actually really just start taking them apart. This one is complete greed, unless I'm very much mistaken. Is this the one where I'm greedy and I get battered? But again, it's almost that feeling like I don't want to cross those pillars unless I've got people running in front of me. Those pillars for me are my get back, run away sort of style. I think this is where I start getting a little bit peeved because I'm not getting enough kills. But again, you should, kills are one thing, winning is more important, and that's where you start to get obviously your gold and your gems and your XP from, is by winning games, and that's a good thing. You can obviously invest money into the game. Exactly the prices of stuff, I'm not sure yet. It hasn't probably come onto the PlayStation Store yet. I will have a little chat about that. A lot of the things are cosmetic. You don't need to use them. Obviously, you don't need another skin unless you want to, and I quite like that. If it's something where it's not going to change, not going to weaken the game, it's just going to make me look a bit different. That's your choice, and that's something that I do like about these games when they. It's not like you're getting huge power-ups. You can obviously buy more characters and everything else, but you don't have to enjoy the game. And that means that in terms of just starting the game off to see how it feels, that's a really nice way of playing, I think. And I think Hyro is quite a fair studio. Obviously, there's the esports on the PC side. I'm not sure it's going to come onto the PS4, but you never know. Obviously, the game is also in beta on the Xbox One. I do believe. I think it's still in beta. But for an alpha, I must say I'm very much enjoying it. So this is definitely a game I think you should look out for in the future. We will be bringing you some more gameplay. I'll be streaming when I can. I'll also be playing games like this and recording after the event as well. So obviously with the streams, I do apologise. Do tend to ramble a little bit, especially when I'm getting a bit frustrated. But I say definitely for Smite, it's definitely a game you should look to play. It's fun. It's exciting. It's very quick. You don't have to be a big MOBA player to play. I think everybody knows the third-person perspective. There's so many games in this perspective. It makes it that little bit easier, I think. I think if you are the isometric style player, you may not like it as much. But again, for me, it's definitely easier. But that's more to do with my lack of skill in the other areas. I think from there. But between between the fact that it's come to the big big place, the two big consoles obviously, and it's also come to the PC as well. This game really is cutting its teeth everywhere, and that's good. I like it when games do well. We have a review of the original the PC early PC version on the site, and I said this is definitely a game that will live and die by its community, and I think that's true. And obviously with the esports side, and that's something that we'll talk about another time. But they've done well, and they've built up a huge fan base and quite a high monetary value when it comes to playing the game. So definitely a good thing to see. So almost down to the end of the game. ended up pulling away at the end point. I think once you start to really, just to push people down, you can, basically defeat them quite easily, to be truthful. But, hopefully, I think here is my killing. Yep, the final kill was me. Hey, wonderful. So, what we'll say is thank you, double kill. Thank you very much for watching. Do take care, and we'll be bringing you more Smite in the future. Thank you, and good night.